This video is sponsored by Envato Elements.
Okay, I'm still tired, but I'm getting better. So today we will have a full step-by-step tutorial and you will learn how to put a model from one photo to another background, match everything together, add some effects and have something cool like this. The trick is that the model is shot with a totally different lens, with 200mm lens, and the background is shot with a wide angle lens. So let's do it. Hey guys, it's Nemanja and welcome to another really fun photo manipulation tutorial. You already know what we will do. Let's jump straight into Photoshop and let's learn together some cool, amazing tricks. Also today I will show you some new options in a new Photoshop 2022, so let's do it. Right guys, we're here in Photoshop and today we have these two photos, the model with a book in the hands and with the background that is completely blurred. As you can see, this is shot with 200mm lens, and we have this library with a cool stairs here, staircase, and totally different lighting setup, and this is shot with a wide angle lens. So these two photos are completely different in a matter of perspective, lens, and the lighting setup. So everything is completely opposite from the rules of photo manipulation, but today I will show you how you can sometimes bend the rules and change something and put everything together that looks like it's okay. So first of all, we need to extract the model out of the background. So there are so many ways how you can do it, but in the new Photoshop 2020 that I have here, we have some really cool options. If you go right here and choose instead Magic Wand, Object Selection Tool, we have some innovations here. We have some new options right there at the top, and I will show you what they are. So first of all, if you go with the mouse over the subject, it will automatically be selected. So it will be in a blue overlay, and that is controlled by here. You can set different color, you can set the opacity, outline, and so on and so forth. I will not cover all of this, but here are the options. This will automatically show all the subjects in the photo, all of them. But if you hide this, because if you have several subjects, if Photoshop decided this is the subject, but you can see here the book is separate subjects. So if you have more of the subject and we want to select all of them, you just need to click on it and Photoshop will select automatically everything. If you want to add to selection, just press Shift and click and it will automatically add this to selection. So this is amazing and it's really helpful tool to select several subjects or just one to decide which one is it and to save your time. This is not a perfect selection. We need to go here to select and mask and refine some of it. So you can see the hair. We can go and just click here, refine, and it will refine for us. But this is something that I don't want to have this here. So I can do it here or I can do it later. Also, I can refine this part a little bit because it's a background. And here we can do it things manually and so on and so forth. But it's pretty good. So I will press OK. And if I go with the layer mask right there, here we have it. We have our subject. Let's choose a move tool. Subject completely selected out of the background. But I will just do some quick edge refine. So let's go with some color that, I don't know, green or maybe blue. Let's go with the blue. Put it down below, and blue is not so visible. So some color that is cool to see the difference. Yeah, this is, now you can see the difference. I will fast forward this. I will use just a brush, regular brush, hard with maybe 70% or so opacity, black color, and I will just go like this around. And I will fast forward this and come really shortly back. Okay, so this was quick. I just quickly refined some edges. So now I will copy this and put it here in this document. So you can see she is much bigger because this image is a lot smaller. But now we will correct this. First of all, I want to make a copy of this, unlock the background and put a copy down below just as a backup. Okay, just to have it. Because on this one, I want to get rid of layer mask because I don't need it. So apply layer mask, I will name it model. And also I will right click and convert to smart object because in that way I can preserve the pixel quality, so I can make it bigger and smaller whenever I want without losing the pixel quality. So for example, now let's see, we can go with something like this, let's see. And this looks cool, so I want the book to be the size of these books, but these books are more further back, so they need to look smaller. So maybe something like this, maybe a bit smaller, I don't know. But this looks pretty okay. Now what is wrong here is that she's photographed with a telephoto lens, so the lines are completely different. But there is a trick. If you put a subject even in wide angle lens in the middle, then she will not be distorted like the edges here, as you can see here on the shelves of these bookshelves. So that's really cool because we can get away with that. Also, I will straight up these lines here, and there are so many ways how you can do it. So I will go right here. This is library, and now I will go and press Ctrl or Command T, and just by holding Ctrl, see, I can move this up. I will hold Ctrl and Shift and Alt, or Command Shift and Option on the Mac, and do this simultaneously. Or if you don't like keyboard shortcuts, go here, right click, go perspective, and just do this. And now these are pretty straight, so I will go back to the free transform, and I will just hold Ctrl and Shift and just play with this one. So I want to straight up this side, so let's see, maybe this one like that. Also, you can go to camera, and then you have the automatic edge, how to say, to straighten the lines automatically there, but I want to do it like this. Also, I can go and move, let's make everything a little bigger, and then I can move this up a little bit. I don't want this because it's squeezed, so I need to move it a little bit up like this, and I think this is okay. So let's press enter, and also I want to crop everything, so first let's move everything down. I want to crop it in the 4:5 Instagram ratio, so this is how I like it. Let's move everything down right there and press OK, and let me see. This looks pretty cool, so I'm really happy with this, with the lines, with the everything. Now let's maybe make her a little bit smaller, because it's still too big, so probably something like this. Let's see. So yeah, this looks better. So what we can do now, what we need to do now, we need to match the foreground and the background. So you can see she is too bright for this kind of an image. The background is lit from this window right there, and obviously there is nothing so bright from the front side, so the staircase are dark and everything else. So basically we have a back little room, and we need to match her in that way. So there are so many ways how you can do this. I want to show one really cool new option to match the colors with the foreground and the background automatically using a new neural filter in Photoshop. So for that you have to have this 2022 version of Photoshop, and then go to filter and neural filters, and then here, just a few moments, we need to wait, go to harmonization, okay, and we need to choose a background, actually the reference image that we want to match this with. So let's move this right there, and the reference image, if we need to turn this on, sorry. So if we click here, it's our library. So this is it, and see, in a few moments, look at her. So this is it. This is before, and now it will calculate again. This is after. It's much better. So what we can do now here, we can add even more red tint to it a little bit. So it will calculate again. Maybe strength a little bit less, and maybe brightness a little bit down. So let's see. Yeah, this is really cool. So this is our starting position, and I pretty much like it. And what we can do even more, we can lower the saturation a little bit. And let's say this is okay. So let's say, okay, we want to output it as a smart filter or as a new layer. I want it as a new layer, so I will show really quickly. Here it is. This is before, this is after, new layer. So model after filter, let's say like that. And let me see, before and after. And now I will show you how to match lights. If you don't have this neural filter, if you don't have this new option, which works even better on some other situations, so if you have it, try it. In certain situations it works amazing, in some situations like this it works okay. You can just do that manually by tweaking the saturation and the colors with, for example, hue and saturation adjustment layer and color balance. That will work too on a model, so try it like that. Before we continue, I just want to say that this episode is sponsored by Envato Elements, and all the images that I'm using today are from Envato Elements. Also, I am using Envato Elements a lot. You already know that if you're following this channel. They're amazing. Basically, there you can find all the assets for any project that you're creating. They have millions of stock photos, stock videos, they have audio files, they have a bunch of sound effects, really cool sound effects. And what is, for me, really cool, and you already know that, I said that several times, they have amazing assets of 3D models, and you can use those 3D models in photo manipulations like I did in the previous photo manipulation with that frozen ship. Bunch of these elements are 3D models that I use there, and amazing thing with 3D models, you can rotate them and position in any desired situation that you want, and then download it as the layers or as a PNG file and use it in your projects. Also, they have a bunch of other things like Premiere Pro and After Effects templates like intros, outros, a lot of cool animations, and so on and so forth. So check it out, they're amazing. You will get all these things, unlimited downloads for just $16.5 per month if you're going on the annual subscription. If you're going on the monthly subscription, it's double the price, so annual subscription is always better. And also, everything is licensed, unlimited downloads, you don't need to worry about licensing, you can use it in a commercial and personal projects, so whatever you want, it's there. Check out the link down there in the description and sign up for Envato Elements. Again, I'm using them for a while, I really like them, so it's my recommendation to all of you guys. Right now, let's go back to the tutorial. Right now that we matched the foreground and the background a little bit, I will hide the model. We have the model after filter, and now here we are going to add a little bit more effects. First of all, model needs to be darker and needs to have a little bit of a rim light on the sides because she's lit from the back. So how to do that? Again, several ways. I will go with the exposure, and I will clip the exposure right here and lower the brightness a little bit. Let's say, again, I have a little bit problem with this huge octobox that is blinding me out completely, so I cannot see properly the brightness of it, but let's say that this is okay. Let's say that for this example, let's say that this is okay. And now I will show you the trick. I will control or command click here on a model to load the selection. Then I will go to select, modify, contract, and let's say let's see, 5 pixels. It's pretty decent. And now let's go to filter and, to select, again, modify and feather, and I will feather for, let's say, 13 pixels. It's different for every image, so this is something that you need to try and test. And now I got really nice feather edges, and what I want to do now, I want to add a layer mask to brighten up the parts that I don't want to be darker. And if I paint now, I will brighten up the inside of the selection, so I don't want to do that. I will press Ctrl Shift I or Command Shift I on a Mac to invert the selection, and then just paint everything around this. So instead of painting manually, I can just fill it with the black, Alt or Option and Backspace. I can do it several times like that, and this is pretty cool. So we have really cool rim light, but it's not strong enough, as you can see right there. So we need to fix this. So I will fix this by going with the curves, clip it to affect only the model, Alt or Option, and drag the same layer mask right there, but I need to invert it. Why? Well, let me show you. If I brighten this up, it will brighten again the inside, so I need to invert it. And now we have this pretty cool, so I can do that. And also, if I hide this, I can just have this as a mask, as a thing, so you can do whatever you want. You can use both, so I will use both in this case just for fun. And now we need to refine it, so let's go first with the curves. So let's go let's go with this. I don't want to have the effect of rim light right here, so I will hide it from here, a little bit from here too, not too much. Also, I don't want to have it here, and this inside part is too much, so let's hide this a little bit. This is just a little adjustments here and there, or also here. I don't want to have it too much. Maybe here is okay, cheek is okay. So this is something that you need to spend a little bit more time. I'm rushing here a little bit because of time's sake of this tutorial, but Again, this is pretty decent. And let's go turn this on. And again, with this, I want to be a little bit more patient. So here I want to remove a little bit from this part of the cheek. Okay, maybe a little bit from here. Again, yeah, I don't want it here too much. Just a touch of it. Okay, here I don't want it at all. And this looks pretty cool. Again, this would be a little bit less. And let's see, I don't want it from here. Need to remove it. This looks pretty cool, decent. Okay, the cheek here, maybe it's too much. The ear, this part is too much. And let's say that this is okay. We can brighten the hair and do that, but for time's sake, I would say that this is pretty cool. I just want to, I'm unzooming because this is the better way of seeing some imperfections. So another way is to go and add black and white adjustment layer over the top and see everything like this. So let me just see if I need to brighten this down a little bit more or not. So see, this is too much, but maybe like this. And this looks pretty decent and pretty cool. Maybe it's too dark, I don't know, I'm not sure, but let's say for now that this is okay. So we started with this and we got this with this effect, so it's pretty cool. So before and after. Also, I want to go Control Command T and just go with the background and straighten up this side a little bit more. Also, what we can do, we can blur the background, and we should blur the background a little bit. I will go right click, convert to smart object, because I can change the blur then easily as a smart filter. So Gaussian blur. And let's see, if we blur it a lot, this is bad. But if we blur it just a little bit, just to get that effect, I think this is cool. 3 pixels, so before, after, yeah, blur is pretty okay. Right, now what we need to do here is to play with the color grading, and we can add a few effects. I'm not happy with this, so let's go and hide this, and yeah, and this a little bit. All right, and we can play with the saturation. Let's see if she's more saturated than the background. So there is really cool way to check the saturation. We can create a new layer, and we can use selective colors as a saturation check. So here I have already preset as a saturation check, and I have a full tutorial dedicated to that. If you want to understand how that works, check it out on the link right there. But here I will quickly explain everything is based on the brightness. So this doesn't matter, the colors, it doesn't matter. What is brighter is more saturated, what is darker is less saturated. So as you can see, I want to see this is like a red color, and this is red color, and red color are pretty similar saturated. I can go here with the Hue and Saturation adjustment layer, clip it to affect only the model, and go only with the red. And if I desaturate the red, it will be darker, but I want to match this and this brightness with the skirt, so probably something like this. I need to have in mind that this part is less brightened, so automatically it will be on an image a little bit less saturated. So something like this seems cool, and everything else I think it's okay. So let's hide this, and let's see before and after. It's just a subtle difference, but it's really cool. Now let me show you a really cool trick. Let's go with a new layer. Let's go right here, white color, and I will just add this and this and this, and this is really cool. What do you think, guys? Really cool effect. Maybe you don't know where I'm going with this, maybe you know, I'm not sure, but I will do it like this, and then I will surprise you. So this is it, maybe one here, why not? Okay, now that we have these, I don't know, dots or whatever, white color, I will go to filter, and then I will go to blur and radial blur, and I will go to zoom. Instead of the spin, I will go to zoom the amount all the way to 100% and press OK. And poof, this is it. But I need to repeat the filter, so Alt Control F or Option Command F on a Mac. So I will repeat it several times. I'm pressing on a keyboard, and I will just repeat and repeat and repeat a few times. This is almost barely visible, but then I will press Control or Command J to make this more and more and more visible like that, and I will select all of them, press Ctrl or Command E to merge them into the light rays, and this is it. This is really cool. I need to put it all the way behind the model, and now we have this really cool effect. I can transform it and rotate it, as you can see, however I want. Maybe something like, you know what is cool? I can make a copy of it. Control or Command J, then rotate, then Control or Command T, I don't want this, I messed up, Control or Command T, and rotate the copy. So maybe something, let's see, maybe something like this is cool. And also then I can put a layer mask right here and remove what I don't want to be visible, or at least not so much visible. I don't want this, but I want this here, maybe like that. And now I can group these two together in a group, Control Command G, and name light rays. And I can add a layer mask, and with the layer mask and with some of these my custom made cloud dust smoke brushes, let's see this one, I can go with maybe 30% and start erasing this effect from these black parts, because this will definitely block the effect. I don't want simple round brush because I want this, it's more organic, so I like this a little bit more. See, and make it smaller and just erase from these parts. Let's see, from this to, and this and this, and let's see, this looks pretty decent. I don't have, let's see, if I make a copy of this and just add a black layer mask and add a light ray just here, just to emphasize this a little bit more, that's cool, and erase it from inside here. This is pretty cool, so I really like it. Now what we can do is, let's play with this even more, why not? So I will go all the way up, let's see if I do something more. Add this to luminosity, and let's see if I can play with this and play with the colors. Or if I put just the model. Let's do the whole image a little bit darker. Let's see, before and after, and this okay, before and after, look pretty decent. So a little bit of 50%. I'm just doing this for fun, so this is pretty cool. Now what I want to do, I want to add even more magic, and I will do that because I can with Oniric plugin. I talked about this plugin and use it in several of my episodes, so check this episode out if you want to see what is working with this image. So it's basically adding a glow. You can do it manually, but I love how this plugin works. It's from my friend Mario, so this is it. This is before, this is after, and also I can colorize it, and with colorization it's even more interesting. I don't want red, I want something like orange, like a sunset or something like that. And also I can go with X-rays and boost up the threshold to have even more parts affected. So let's see, like that. Go back. Yeah, this is amazing. So let's see, before and after. I really like it. It's really cool. So what we can do, let's press OK and wait for a few moments for Photoshop to generate it, for actually this Oniric to generate the effect. We are back in Photoshop. OK, and Now we can go right here, add hue and saturation. We can change the color to whatever we want. So I want to have something like this. We can also change the saturation of it, more or less, but I don't want to change it. Actually, I like it. And let's see, we can go and also change the brightness of the overall effect if we want. Also, we can go from screen to color to linear dodge if we want more like glowy effect, but again, for this I will go with the screen. And this looks pretty decent to me. Let's see. Let's go with a little bit less like that. And now I will merge everything together. Shift Control Alt T, Shift Command Option E on a Mac. I will go to filter, camera filter, and do just final things there. And let me show you one really cool new addition to camera. The new camera has something really cool. So if you go here to the filters, there is subject select, sky select, etc. So we can again select subjects here in camera and apply the effect only on the subject. So this is really cool because here it is, we have subject and it's the icon right here. It automatically selected the model, which is amazing. And now what we can do right here with the subject, we can just make her brighter, darker, etc. What I want to do here is just to go with the shadows even more. So check out the skirts and everything. I want just to make it a little bit more darker here. And basically that's it. I don't want to maybe boost the highlights a little bit like this. And then I can go again right here to, I like to add vignettes. So to the effects, vignette, a little bit more vignette there, feather it out. This is pretty cool. Also I can go back to basics and maybe open shadows, a little bit of the contrast, a little bit of the clarity and lower the text. Actually, I will lower the clarity and add the textures a little bit. So I will go opposite. I can go with vibrance a little bit more. So something like more punchy look. And also we can go with calibration and change the colors a little bit overall. So I want this punchy look. So this is pretty decent, pretty cool. What we can do even more, we can go to color grading, go to darks, and you know that I usually love to go with the blue tone to the shadows. And it can be cool here, but I want to add actually red tone to the shadows. So a little bit orange red, but a little bit just like that, and add a balance. Let's see, like this. And highlights, let's go highlights a little bit. Let's see, blue, no, it doesn't work, but this red, orange, just a touch. So this is before, this is after, really cool effect. Maybe it's too strong. Again, this light is blocking me to see pretty much good this image, but I think we are done with this. It's pretty decent. There are so many ways how you can do the same effect, but I'm showing you this, guys, with the new Photoshop options, with the Photoshop 2022. There are so many other cool options there. I'm recommending you, if you are on a subscription plan, download it and use it. There's so many cool things. Also, I really hope that you're inspired with this video and that you learn some new tricks, tips and tricks to create something on your own, and that you will subscribe now if you're not a subscriber, because there are 80% of you watching this episode that are not subscribers. So subscribe to this channel, because we have a bunch of cool things here, a lot of photo manipulation tips, tricks and tutorials, full-length speed arts, etc. And also don't forget to ring that bell and to get notified about all the future episodes. Have fun, experiment, and see you in my next one. Bye bye.